Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Future Impact Skills Profile. My name's Yolanda Beattie, and I am the founder of Future Impact. Today, I'm joined by Kane Xin, who is the Senior Analyst, Investment Research and Strategy at TCorp. So, Kane, today we're talking about Python, and thank you so much for spending a bit of time with our community today. Can you start by just giving us an overview of what is Python?
Python is a programming language, and it's a high-level programming language that has a lot of functionalities, help you to do some financial modeling, to do some data analysis, and especially, which is very popular these days, is machine learning. And Python is a very easy to read, to learn, and to write programming language. It's very straightforward, and it's very easy to learn and to apply, and it's widely accepted in the finance industry.
Yeah, great. So the days when it used to be big Excel spreadsheet models seem to be gone, and Python's, by the sounds of things, becoming more common. Tell me specifically, how do you use it in investments? So you mentioned modeling and data analysis. Can you give us a specific example of how you use it in investments?
Yeah, sure. So how we are going to use Python in the investment really depends on your role within your organization. So for example, previously I used Python to do some trading strategy stereotype and try to use Python to generate trading signals. That's what I used Python before. But within TCorp, I use Python to build investment strategies, to build investment models, so that the portfolio managers can use Python to make investment decisions and to actually to aggregate all the investment data we have, and based on some logic, some assumptions we made, and eventually made a quantitative investment decisions. And based on that, the managers can use their best judgment to make a further decisions based on the quantitative solutions.
Okay, great. So let's start. Can we put a bit of color to that now and thinking about a specific investment decision? So
Sure.
would it be helpful to look at this in the context of, say, a stock? Like if we were to pick a stock, or what's an example, or construct a portfolio? What's an example of a really specific example of how you would be using it?
Yeah, sure. So for example, if you have a bunch of stock, and let's start with a stock selection, or which is, well, not the role we use, the purpose we use Python within TCorp. But if you are asset manager, you probably want to use the Python to read all the market data and all the stock related information, and based on your proprietary investment models, and you would like to pick the best performed stock, maybe in the predict their future return, and then to select your best stock to trade. And for asset owners like TCorp, we use Python to build the investment strategies. For example, we use Python to evaluate the manager's performance, and we use Python to do the portfolio construction. And also we use Python to do some Monte Carlo simulation to incorporate different trading investment strategies with our asset allocation decisions, so that we can say, okay, this is the expected distribution of fund status in 10 years time or in 20 years time. And then so we can make a better decisions. Especially we can also use Python to do some stress testing and help us to better understand what would happen if some certain scenarios happen to our portfolio.
Right. Okay. So if I was to kind of play that back, what I'm hearing is that as you construct portfolios for TCorp, which is effectively like the sovereign wealth fund of the state of New South Wales, so you're investing the government's money and you're doing it across a whole range of different, say, equities managers.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of data underneath those portfolios, and you put all that data into Python and you model it to be able to determine, based on different scenarios, who's going to return the best returns and how. Or it might be you're constructing a bond portfolio and you want to have a look at what happens if interest rates go up another basis point, what happens to the portfolio, for example.
Yeah. So TCorp is managing multi-asset, and we are conducting total portfolio approach. And so in that lens, we are looking at the portfolio from multi-asset perspective. So we're not just looking at each equity portfolio or the bond portfolio, but like don't get me wrong, we do, but we also look at the portfolio from total portfolio approach. And for each sector specialist, they do have look at the portfolio they looking after. For example, the equity managers, the equity specialists within the equity sector, they will look into the performance of the equity portfolio and to do some return risk attribution analysis using Python. So that's something you would like to use, but at a total portfolio approach to construct portfolio, we first start with our own capital market assumption, and the portfolio's construction is based on our in-house capital market assumptions, plus some market information.
Yeah, okay, great. And I think what I love about, the power of this technology now, right, is that, investment decision-making is about consuming and analyzing huge amounts of data and then making decisions off the back of that. So I'm hearing Python really helps you bring in, make sense of all of that complexity in a world where there is just so many signals. How do you cut out the noise and actually find the signals that can help you make decisions?
Yeah.
So then tell us, how would you teach yourself Python? So I'm imagining with all of this stuff that's available online, it's not as if you have to go back to university. It's one of those things that you can just teach yourself. So tell us how you would go about doing that if you were eager to learn more.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a little bit different from most of the investment like students, because I also got, other than a finance background, I also have a software engineering background. So learning a language is a little bit easier for me compared to other students. So so I started with Stata, SAS, R, MATLAB, and then Python. What I found is Python is very useful and powerful programming languages. Well, when I first started, I go to different websites, for example, Coursera or DataTemp, this website, to learn some basic Python courses. And then I started to build some interesting modeling work. So basically, when I first started, I just give myself a task, a job to do. For example, looking at to predict the stock market performance, or how, because if I believe my model could work, I can always invest my own money and to apply my Python skills. So what I started with some basic training, and then assign myself a task and to use Python to achieve this task. Well, I would say that during the whole process, you must get yourself hands-on some real projects so that you can learn faster, other than just taking courses passively. But I still believe, like I heard that there are a lot of universities nowadays, they are trying to teach the student to use Python and embedded Python in their curriculum to help the student to learn how to use Python in real life, which is, I find it's really useful. It's good for the
Right. Great. So I think the tips there are, if you're at university and there's an opportunity to do a Python course as part of your degree, do it. When it comes to a degree in so many finance roles, and particularly investments, working with data is key, and indeed so many roles, full stop. And then the other thing, if you've already left university or you just want to do it outside of your course curriculum, plenty of online courses, and we're going to link to them in the course, but use a real life scenario with real life data. And Future Impact has so many fabulous investment cases that we've got on our website that we can also link to on this page, so that students can actually work with real data in order to apply the skills to a real scenario.
Yeah, so I always believe self-motivation is the best teacher.
Yeah.
And you can also give yourself a task and to motivate yourself to actively learn how to apply Python in real life, and probably construct your own stock portfolio, and you may make a fortune out of it.
Yeah, let's hope so. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Kane. This has been really useful.
Thank you,
And for
Yolanda.
all of those students and young professionals out there, hopefully that's been useful to you too, as you consider fine-tuning, developing your technical skills to be an investment professional. Thanks so much, Kane. Bye
Thank
for
you,
now.
Yolanda.